If you've ever ordered scallops at a nice restaurant and thought they were too intimidating to make at home, I've got some great news for you. They're actually one of the easiest seafood dishes you can cook. The secret isn't a complicated recipe, it's technique. Start with 4 large sea scallops and pat them completely dry with paper towels. This is probably the most important step. Moisture is the enemy of a great sear, so take an extra minute here. Next, season one side lightly with salt and ground pepper. That's all you'll need. Great scallops have a naturally sweet flavor that doesn't need much help. Next, heat a stainless steel or cast iron pan over high heat. Once it's nice and hot, add some ghee or clarified butter or a high smoke point oil such as canola or avocado oil. You'll want the fat shimmering and just about to smoke. Once your fat's hot enough, carefully place the scallops in the pan, starting at 12 o'clock, and you're working your way around the face of the clock, leaving a little space between each one. Then do the hardest part. Do not touch them. I don't touch them, but this is where I season the second side with the fine salt and fine black pepper. Leave them alone for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes, depending on their size. This is real time, so you'll see that I cook these for about 90 seconds. That uninterrupted contact with a hot pan is what creates that beautiful golden crust. Listen to that sizzle. That's what you want to hear. They'll tell you when they're ready to flip. So if you go to flip them, and they resist a little bit, let them sit for another few seconds. Or you run the risk of pulling the sear off the scallops, and you may not ruin the taste, but you're certainly going to ruin the appearance and certainly the texture. So once you flip them, here I'm trying to flip them. I'm not quite ready. So I'm going to let them sit for another few seconds until they are ready. I'm not going to force it. Once they're flipped, if you used a neutral oil, this is where you might want to add a tablespoon of butter for basting. I'm not adding butter because I use ghee. But once they're flipped, baste them with the hot fat in the pan while the second side cooks for about 60 seconds. This adds flavor and helps finish them gently without overcooking. Once again, great sizzle. Keep basting. Once they're done, transfer the scallops to a plate and let them rest for a couple minutes before serving, if you can wait that long. That's it. The biggest mistakes people make are using wet scallops, which interfere with the sear, starting with a pan that's not hot enough, moving them too early, or cooking them too long. Nobody likes overcooked scallops. When you avoid those mistakes, you'll end up with scallops that have a crisp, golden crust and a tender, buttery center every time. I love serving scallops with risotto or purees, such as a sweet corn puree or a butternut squash puree. I also love serving them with pasta. And if you're looking to pair them with a wine, it's hard to beat a crisp Sauvignon Blanc, my favorites are from New Zealand, a South African Chenin Blanc, Chablis, or a dry champagne. Restaurant quality scallops don't require restaurant level skills. Just a hot pan, a little salt and pepper, some fat, scallops, and a little bit of patience. As you can see here, I'm using the rest of the oil to put a final baste on the scallops as they rest. And I'm not going to wait 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to try one here. And you'll see when I cut into it, it's crisp on the outside and it's got this shimmering shine, buttery appearance on the inside. And they just taste phenomenal. Chef's kiss all the way around. So let me know how this works out for you. Tell me about your results in the comments. And until then, thanks for watching. And remember, cook first, pour second.